Yes, boxing fans, can Gilberto Ramirez become the first Mexican Cruiserweight World Champion? Let's talk about it. The YouTube Theatre is the setting for this potentially historic event, a Goldenboy production by the way of DAZN. As he makes the fourth defence of his WBA title, there will be no surrender from this Frenchman as Arsen Goulamirian looks to make a statement on the biggest stage of his career. The former WBO super middleweight champion Gilberto Ramirez has finally let his frame grow and finds himself in a division where he needs more than just his size. A pro-Mexican crowd will flock to California to support their man. Now introducing the Mexican favourite, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. With 46 wins under his belt, where he has 45 wins and the one loss to the superb Dimitri Bivol, Zurdo is a 32-year-old southpaw and makes the second outing in the Cruiserweight division. Zurdo is a southpaw, but he's definitely not a slickster regardless of the movement he demonstrated in the Joe Smith fight. For much of his career, Zurdo has enjoyed the strength and size advantage. Not really sure how he crammed himself down to the 168 pound limit. He was the definition of a weight bully, but that's no longer the case. Compared to his opponents, he has fought at the higher level, with wins against names such as Sullivan Barrera, Arthur Abraham, Jesse Hart. Last time out he beat Joe Smith Jr. The Smith Jr. fight saw a shift in his skill set. Ramirez looked to stick and move, fighting on the fringe rather than his usual mid to inside approach. Smith did have moments of success by applying pressure to Zurdo, but was not able to sustain this. There were times where he held his feet a little bit too long and got tagged, and Smith was able to make life a little bit uncomfortable for him. What will his reaction be when he is taking those same shots from someone who rehydrates to well over 200 pounds? Now, the Joe Smith Jr. fight was only a 10-rounder, and Zurdo was able to dictate the pace of that one. There is the one defeat on Ramirez's record, which was against Dimitri Bivol, where he had absolutely no chance of controlling the pace in that one. And since then, he's got a win to get himself back on track. Hopefully he's going to be full of confidence. Sometimes though, Ramirez can overreach. If he gets countered overreaching against Goulamirian, there could be danger for him. Can Goulamirian do what Joe Smith couldn't do and keep up the pressure he showed in glimpses of the fight and push the Mexican to the limits? Now introducing from France, the current WBA World Champion Arsen Feroz Goulamirian. He is unbeaten with 27 fights and 27 wins, 19 of these by way of KO. Goulamirian stands at 6'1", and although he is shorter, he's going to be the stockier, stronger man in the ring. Where do I start with a fighter who's not fought at the upper echelons of the division, and the last time he fought was in November 2022? You could say he is your typical European fighter who will march forward with a high guard and is looking to make his opponent work. Will fighting out of Europe for the first time since 2014 affect Goulamirian? Goulamirian isn't a slickster, but he will have the strength and size advantage over Zurdo. Although he's only done the 12 rounds once, he's been 11, 10 and 9 rounds on a few occasions, so that's not going to be a problem. Will he be able to make things so uncomfortable for Ramirez that he drags him into his type of fight? Can he use his size and his strength against a man who has spent most of his career as that man? If he gets Zurdo involved in an inside fight, then I believe he can hurt him. With 19 KOs, you have to believe he is the biggest puncher that the Mexican has ever faced. Fundamentally sound in all departments, I think this is an even bout, but with the skill advantage going to Ramirez, the size advantage going to Goulamirian. Can Goulamirian show that he is capable of dealing with a world-class operator? Now, if you've made it this far, if you could smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, that would be mega. Now, the prediction. I do not think this fight is a foregone conclusion. I do actually believe this will be a really close fight and either man can pick up the victory. I can see the fight unfolding with Zurdo Ramirez is able to stay on the outside of his opponent, pot shot away and pick up the rounds. Being the home fighter, he is likely to get the judge's sway. I can also see how Goulamirian forces Zurdo into uncomfortable spots and is hurting his opponent. Ultimately, the reason I'm leading the way I am towards Ramirez is that he has the better footwork and the quicker hands. I do feel an important point is he will need to hit Goulamirian hard enough to keep him honest and not allow him to wade in and have his own way. He has fought at a higher level, so if something isn't working, I believe he'll be able to make the adjustments to get the victory. And you can also bet your house that if it is a close fight, the judges are only scoring this one way, and that's to the home fighter. The prediction is for Zurdo Ramirez to make history and become the first Mexican world champion at the Cruiserweight division, taking a competitive but relatively comfortable points decision.